Saturday morning. I have got my new Merlot overalls on. They came to visit the other day. We hopefully should have one of them arriving very soon in May, I think. This was ordered though quite a while ago. It's quite a bit of a weight on them now, but because they're relatively new anyway, they don't. So I think that's it's just over 2 years old now, about 2.5 years old. Kind of no hurry. We've kind of got one, so there's people that are in a hurry for them that will have theirs a bit sooner. Anyway, something's gone wrong with the boiler. The shunt pump on the top, which is what circulates the water, is tripping out. So we'll see what's going on. So it kind of can't circulate. It's quite a high temperature in there. Not sure if there's a phase down because this fan hasn't been happy either. Yeah, so there's a pump like this on the top of the boiler. That pump is pretty much identical. When I turn it on, so that's the trip doing now, I think. It doesn't want to work. Yeah. So I think it's electrical fault somewhere actually on the yard. I better go and see if the roller shutter doors are working because they're 3-phase as well. Yeah, the roller shutter door completely dead. Bit of a shame because the buggy's inside there. Neighbour wants to borrow it a bit to take up some electric fencing on the field as well. So I'm going to go where the main supply comes in, see if there's anything wrong with it. If not, I'll have to ring the electric board and see what's going on. So this is the air dryer, just buzzing. Obviously a phase fault at this end of the yard as well. Dope. This is where the power comes in and it says phase failure on L1. So I'm guessing that's the problem. Spoken to the electric board, you speak to a computer, you tell it your name, your address, and then it puts you through. Anyway, apparently they're going to come out. They're not that busy, which surprised me. I thought with all this snow and bad weather that they'd be busy in other areas, but they're going to get out hopefully within the hour. I think it might be the main fuse gone on one of the phrases as it comes in, because when you go in the electric room you can smell like something that smells a bit warm, so it could just be a fuse blown, and that's actually what the lady on the phone said as well. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll be in the hour and then we can actually start opening some doors and get some tractors out and get the buggy out as well for the neighbour. But yeah, not the Saturday I was expecting. I had quite a bit to do this morning because I'm going to watch Lion King later. Just putting the sledge in the car for later. I was going to go in a Yaris, but apparently the snow's that deep at Charlotte's, it'll take the front bumper off. But I thought being four-wheel drive and light, it'd probably be better to drive than this. But I've just found in the back of my car some calendars. So I think there's about 10 or 20. So if anyone buys anything on the website in the next 24 hours, we'll send you a free calendar with it until they've run out. There must be 20 odd in there, I reckon. Can't get the buggy out the shed, so while I'm waiting for the electric board, I'm going to go and see if the wheat's coming up with the mini Merlot, because it's kind of like a buggy, it's little, it's tiny. Yeah, this is where we ripped up this paw bit and stitched some new stuff in, so it's just nicely showing in the rows now. It's really slowed down. I looked the other day and it was just poking through, and it's not really moved much because it's been so cold. Give it a couple of weeks though, and then by harvest it'll probably have caught up the rest of the field. It's amazing how you can sow wheat sort of 3 months different, but it can pretty much ripen at the same time as the rest of the field.
Yeah, can do.
That's the problem.
Yeah, Sharon, I'll speak to Tom.
Yeah, the fuse has been, or where it connects to the fuse has been running hot, must have been loose. It's melted the fuse holder, and the fuse is obviously gone, so this didn't go on fire too much. But I said, why don't you just put the fuse in for 10 seconds so we open the door, because I only need to pull 3 amps to open the door. I don't need 150, 200 amps what the fuse was that was in. But they said they can't do that because the fuse holder's damaged, so we've now got to wait for someone to come with a mini digger, and they've got to kill the power from the H pole, which is a big transformer, dig it all up and put a new cable in before they put the fuse back in. And I was just like, just go home, give me 10 seconds with a set of jump leads, and I just put it back on so that we could have just opened that door for 10 seconds, but they won't have it. They said they can't leave it now because it's dangerous, and they've got to wait now for the team to arrive with the mini digger and a new board and a new this and a new that. I mean, admittedly, they're pretty swift doing it, but it's just a little bit frustrating because it was fine for him to mess with, to take it all apart, so I don't see why he can't mess with it for a little bit longer, for 10 seconds while I open the disc door. I've had an idea. With the cherry picker, we might be able to reach in through the top of the door to the handle and open it manually. Can't reach it now. No. We are now off to see The Lion King with Caroline, Hardy and Rory and Olivia. Don't worry though, we were using the 8:30 on the stone trailer, so there's a bit of a tractor fix for today, and then we're going to go sledging in a bit afterwards. Building a new building with a green wall that grows.
Whoa.
In Manchester now.
Not that Eden. Europe's biggest green wall. One of the most environmentally friendly. It should look like that. Whoa.
Kind of expected it to be a bit bigger. Do you like musicals, Olivia?
Yes.
Because I don't. Oh, look at that. Still awake, Kaz? That's a fancy building if it actually is for students. It's now raining. We couldn't film in Lion King, so I can't show you any of it. But I also couldn't get on the cameras in the yard because the electric's off, but I can see the electric board digging the yard up to fix it on the solar powered camera, because obviously that doesn't go off with electric. So there's a little bit of that. Anyway, the electric board have managed to get the boiler back on. Rob had to come and sort it and reset it because it obviously had like major faults because some of the phase have been down. Heidi's throwing snowballs at me. We've got the sledge. We're going to go sledging down that hill. So that's all for today. Bit of a random day. The birthday bumper is the outro. Henry's kindly written it on with a marker pen for me because he's been running the weighbridge today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Go! Don't forget, if you want a warm hat, check the website out. So Edward's 37, Daniel's 22, Joshua's 9, Craig is on there, Ian is on there, William, Catherine, Freddie, Alan and John. Happy birthday everyone.